Hola, welcome aboard. It's Walter here. Glad to have you here. And we're going to talk about the psychology of trading. As we know, there are three things that go into profitable trading. Number one is your trading system. Number two is your risk management rules that allow you to achieve the goals that you're trying to achieve, what you're trying to get out of trading, basically. And finally is the psychology, which includes the execution of your plan. And we're going to talk about number three here. And this is a biggie because a lot of traders, we all experience this. And what we're going to do now is get into this one. So this is what we call regret, right? And it turns out that for a lot of traders, regret is a big deal. I want you to, by the way, if this sort of thing that we talk about today is helpful for you, you may be interested in the Small Account Big Profits course. Click the link below or above this video to get more information. So one really interesting thing about trading is that we often are faced with the hindsight bias, and so that's where regret comes from for traders. Is it comes into play when I want you to imagine, like, for example, that you took a trade and the trade made let's say the trade made 200 pips. So you got in at 113. Let's say you bought the euro at 1.11300, goes up to 1.11400. You cash out. You're like, woohoo, high-fiving yourself. You only had 40 pips of risk on the trade, so you did it was all right, pretty good, right? Let's say that the next day you look at the euro, it's no longer at 114. Now it's at 117. Now that kind of changes things, right? And that's where regret comes in. But the important thing that I want to get across here is that there's a reason for regret. And in fact, there's a reason for all of our emotions that we have as traders. You see, our subconscious wants what's best for you. Your subconscious gets a bad rap, but your subconscious, all it really wants is the best for you. So if your subconscious thinks that you want something and that you're trying to do something, all it's going to do is trying to help you get that. So when you feel when we get this feeling of regret of, oh no, why didn't I at least leave one position on so that I was able to get that additional, 200, 300 pips? I was high-fiving myself when I made 100 pips. If I had just waited another day, I would have been able to triple my result or what have you. If that's the case, then the regret that comes forward, there's a very good reason for that. See, it's a way of our subconscious telling us, you know what? You made a mistake, and so that's why I'm going to give you these feelings of regret. And what that will probably do is prompt you to make a change. And that's really what regret is about. I mean, it's all of the emotions that we feel as traders are designed to help us do something. It's designed to be some sort of a band-aid to change where we are now to where we are in the future. Now, the good news is our subconscious is always going to be directing us without fail. The bad news is a lot of us don't even consider how we are taking in messaging from around the world and from around our environment, and we're using that messaging to feed our subconscious. So in other words, you have goals, aspirations, and beliefs about trading. And all of your trading goals, your trading aspirations, and your trading beliefs are essentially stored in your subconscious. The good news, the bad news is that we're not aware of these. We're not aware of the fact that these things are driving our behaviors, and these things are leading to things like regret and feeling stuck and feeling impatient and all these things that come up with trading. But the good news is we can change it. You can affect your subconscious. You can do it in sort of a deliberate, logical way, or you can do it sort of in a more of a subversive or a little bit more stealthy about the way you do it. To use a psychological term, they taught me that in PhD school, stealthy. So that's one of the things that I think that you should keep in mind is that, so for example, if you know that you're feeling regret, then you know now why. Your subconscious is saying, why did you do that? That's why you're getting those. So what you can do is you can recognize that, you know what? It's okay that I'm feeling regret. I understand why. It's helping me to get better as a trader. And then you can think about times in your life where you have felt a feeling of regret, and that's changed you, and that's enabled you to do something differently in the future. So for example, if you regret not saying goodbye to somebody when they move across country or something, obviously the next time you're faced with that situation, you're much more likely to let the person know how much they mean to you before they take across the country. I know it's a very simplistic example, but that's the kind of thing that happens. So remember that as a trader, we feel these emotions for very specific reasons. Our subconscious thinks that it's helping us. And I want you to keep that in mind, because if you're at a point as a trader where you keep feeling like you're getting swung around by your emotions, all you have to do is shift your focus. Instead of looking at the emotions as the driver and feeling like you're the leaf that's flowing down the river, remember that you are the one that gets to decide what to do. So what are the things that you might be able to decide to do so that next time you don't feel regret? Well, you could use a trailing exit. Using a trailing exit is much more likely a way to ensure that if the market really goes in your favor, that you take a bite out of that move. Using a hard profit target does not ensure that at all. So if you feel these feelings of regret coming up, it could mean that, the best solution is to split your position up, have some of it in a trailing exit and some of it with a profit target. And that's exactly what we're going to do in small accounts, big profits, when we build up that little tiny account as fast as humanly possible. So if you're interested in that, you can click the link above or below. I wish you very happy trading, and we'll see you in another video. Take care. See ya. Bye.